Hi, I'm Dave, welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to build the Magnetic Racing complimentary sticker billboard. A lot of people have built this and posted pictures of it, so I thought I'd do a video and maybe we'll put a different spin on it. So the first thing I need to do is apologise to you for the fact that the first part of this video is out of focus. Stick with it, it does get better. Cameras are cameras. You set it up, you think it's in focus, you press record and it adjusts itself, and it refused to adjust back. So the Magnetic Racing signboard is a very simple kit. There's only 2, 4, 6, 8 parts to it. It is height adjustable, so you can put the little lugs on the supports in any number of the holes. I want to make it so that a normal sized Mr. Thumbs Up man can stand underneath the board if he wants to and not bang his head. So that's the setting of height setting I'm going to use. Bit of coffee there, that always helps, and file all the little nibs off the edges of all the wood where it was previously attached to the sheet. We've done this before. It requires coffee. Did I mention coffee? Oh, that's alright then. So I'll glue these bits together. You don't really need a running commentary on me gluing. It's not exactly complicated, is it? More coffee though, definitely. So there's the 2 uprights, and then there's these kind of 2 cross beams that hold the whole thing square and make it sturdy. And there's a couple of feet that sit on the bottom so that it stands up. I mean, it couldn't be any simpler, could it? Look at that. Done. That's the main frame. Done. More coffee. Now, if you look at old pictures of signboards, you'll find that at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza in the 70s, the fans were a bit crazy. I mean, Italian Formula 1 fans are always a bit crazy. But in order to get a better view of things, they climbed up the backs of advertising hoardings, tore bits out, and sat there and looked through the hoardings. So I'm going to try and attempt the same with this Magnetic Racing hoarding. So I'm just going to mark round on the back of the hoarding board where the slats are on the support structure. You get the idea. And just crisp a few of those lines up so it's easy to see what's going on. And I need to work out where I kind of want the holes in the sign, if you get me. So I'm just going to kind of mark on some rough lines where I think I might cut rectangular holes out, just to emulate what the nutty old Tifosi used to do. And I'll measure Mr. Thumbs Up Man, as he's an average height 132 scale character, just to see where his head's going to pop out if he's fixed to the back of the signboard. I think I'm going to have 4 holes in it, and they won't be symmetrical because it would annoy me if they were. Which is odd for somebody with a bit of OCD. Anyway, now we are back in better focus, so you can see the board. There's my pillar drill with a wood drill bit in it. And I'm not going to do this accurately. You can buy kits that have very accurately cut out squares in signboards, but the Tifosi didn't cut things out accurately. They punched holes in stuff, so it was all a bit raggedy edged. So I'm going to try and not make square holes, if that makes sense. So having mashed it up a bit, I'm just going to file it out so the edge is smooth, but not square. So there are the slightly wonky holes. I'm going to draw through onto the back of the plastic sticker that is the Magnetic Racing sign itself, just so I know where the holes are. And then obviously cut those holes out with a razor blade. There we are, we're starting to get the idea. See, look, there's the holes. Now you see them, now you don't. Right, time to stick the signboard on the framework. I just used a bit of PVA wood glue for this because it ain't going anywhere. And because I've finished my coffee in my Magnetic Racing cup, I might as well use it as a paperweight for a minute or two, just to hold that down while it glues. Right, fresh coffee, and I've painted it with white car primer. Looks all a bit shiny and new for my circuit. I do like things a bit lived in, but we'll get to that in a while. So I've got two other bits of spare from old Magnetic Racing kits. That's actually one of the toilet cubicle doors that I didn't use when I built the toilet block, and this other piece is just an offcut that I've shaped. So one will go in the bottom, one will go sort of halfway up, and that will provide the platforms to stand the figures on. So we just glue those on. Just check for height there. So he's standing on the little platform, and we can see him looking through the hole he's vandalised into the sign. Naughty thumbs up, man. That deserves more coffee, I think. So the next thing to do is make a mess of a quite nice white signboard. So I'm just going to paint a really watery solution of black acrylic paint all over it, and then rub most of it off with a tissue. Here's the vinyl sticker that is the Magnetic Racing sign. I only get one shot at this, so ready? There. I hope. Yeah, we're alright. Smooth all the air bubbles out of it. Now that looks a bit shiny as well, so here's some fairly fine wet and dry sandpaper. And what you can do, if you gently rub the surface of the plastic, you can take the shininess off the sticker, and you can sort of age down the printing that's on it so it looks like sort of worn out paint. We want this to look like it's actually been stood there in the elements for the last, 2016, so 7 years at time of recording. And because it might have rained, there might be water staining off the edges of these torn in holes if they've been there a little while. So I'll just draw some lines in with a pencil, just roughly. We're not going to look at it that closely. Smudge it up a bit. Rough it up a little bit. And I'm going to get a bit more of that watery paint. and sort of rub it into the scratches that I've already made in the sticker. You know, sort of bit of ingrained dirt. And then again, wipe most of it off. So it's looking a bit like it's been there a while now. That was the idea. Just a bit of grey paint around the base. I guess there'd be concrete plinths if it was a real one, so we'll have a bit of grey concrete there. A bit more coffee. We're getting to the bottom of that cup as well now. So the next thing to do, I'm going to get a really old paintbrush that I forgot to wash out, so it's all gone a bit stiff and crusty and some of the bristles have clumped together. Well, that's quite good, because it's kind of going to dry brush on a bit of rusty brown here. Quick dab as a test. So I guess this framework would be steel of some sort, and after a while it might have rusted a little bit, so we'll paint it up with a few blobs of browny orange paint, and then again wipe most of it off. So I've got Walkie Talkie Lady, because I just needed 2 characters for testing. And Thumbsy, of course. So we'll stick Walkie Talkie Lady in as well. There we are. There's Thumbsy. There's Walkie Talkie Lady. There's Thumbsy. I'll get some other characters at some point to put in there, but that's a proof of concept for now. So a bit of a tidy up. Finish off the cup of coffee. And we'll take that over to the track. So there we are. There is the magnetic racing sign, aged, looks like it's been there for ages, in the elements, with the holes torn in it by the race fans, and their little faces are popping through the holes to watch the racing. And of course, in the time-honoured tradition, we need a verdict from Mr. Thumbs Up Man. And he approves. As always, thanks for watching one of my videos. Hope you enjoyed this one, a bit light-hearted. There's a like button if you liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel, it all helps. And if you hit the bell, you will get notifications the next time I upload a video. And of course, check out this slot car channel.